Here we go. Hey, Kay, how are you? Glad to see you. Can you hear me? Okay, what do I have here? Let's see here. Okay, awesome, awesome. Hey, KNC Mystic Mountain Works. Um, I kind of actually want to take everybody outside to uh, look at my goats out in the field grazing, but it's a bit windy, so you might not be able to hear me. So uh, let's see. You know I wouldn't have missed your on. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. Hi, Growing What I Eat. Thanks for coming. Yeah, so I think I wanted to wait for a couple more, see if maybe there's more coming before I lose any service, or if the wind is just too windy and you can't hear me. I'm using my Android tablet, and it says I can rotate the camera, so that's kind of cool. I'm in my milk room right now. I'm gonna flip the camera. My phone is sitting in on the milk stand, my stanchion. What you're seeing, that blue cage there, is my tilt table. And let me get this off of here. Try to give you a view. So this door right here leads out to a hallway where I can either sort goats or just shove them outside when I'm milking or doing their nails or whatever. And I used to have a bunch of wild goats that don't like being handled. So we had this tilt table. They come in, and I can open this up, and they learned real quick that when they come in, they get treats. Whoops. Sorry about that. That went a piece of firewood. And they come in here. I installed this scale last year. I haven't used it yet, so that I can weigh my goats and monitor their health condition. And then they come in here, open that up. They come onto the stand, and they come in here. Now, this milk stand was just a little stand for Nigerian dwarfs. And I built this in 2009. And I have since made many modifications to it. This has a slider door here. This right here that I'm moving, that slides in, and it basically pinches the goat in between here, so that when they fight you, they want to go from side to side. And this way they don't hang themselves, basically, because their heads are in the stand there. And then this door here opens also, so I could have access to one side or the other and have better control of the goat. And then I also, because I had wild goats, I have a door built here that will close this section off here between the milk stand and my door that goes out to the hallway, and they can't come back. I've had many times where they flipped around behind me and got into the milk room and just, tore up stuff, and then you got to wrestle them to get them out. But this will open up, and then they can come straight out and go right out the door. So I'll be doing quite a bit of work here in my milk room shortly, because now the next step after all the kids are born will be milking and health management of the goats, making sure their worm loads are taken care of and all that other fun stuff. So let's see, KC Mystic Mountain Morphs. Oh, yeah, fainting goats. I'm going to tell you, those are fun, but if you live in a place with predators. Sorry about the dirty barn. So we had a lake in the barn today, or actually from the last 5 days of rain. And we had to raise the floor in here so it's full of dirt. It was a lake in here. My goats couldn't even sleep in here because it was all full of water. But fainting goats are, I'm going to flip back over here. Fainting goats, they pass out, or they pass out when they get scared. So the problem with that is if you got a predator such as a coyote, neighbor's dogs or whatever, and they're chasing after your goat's going to fall over and they're easy prey. I really don't recommend fainting goats. I don't even like them because of that. It's just you're losing money if you have animals like that. It's just too much of a risk. So I really never recommend them. But they are kind of funny to watch. But when I look at it as a predator issue, it's not funny. So anyway, so let's go ahead and okay. Let's go ahead and walk out to see my goats. And I have to go the long way because my barn is kind of mucky. So I'm going to get out to my pasture here and we'll check out the goats and see what they're doing. I have 53 kids. There's my roosters. I got several roosters. They free range. They roost back into the barn with the goats. And someday I will get them away from my goats because I don't like my chickens. They're dirty and they get in everything and they leave. If they get in my milk room, which I hate because doesn't keep it sanitary or as clean as I can keep it. And oh my goodness. So I'm trying to open my gate. Let me flip the camera. Okay. So this was full of just water. Now it's full of mud and water and muck. This is the front of my barn. And there we go. We're working on this barn for about 2 years. It's roughly 50 by 34. And I wanted to make it bigger, but that's the barn side. And then this is our peak. So we use pallets a lot for fencing when we need temporary until we get some more stuff to do. But we're going to get to the pasture here. There are some, we do collect junk, and we are going to get all this stuff cleaned up. I'm sorry, I didn't see that, Casey. Yeah, Oregon. Yes, you guys have lots of predators too. That's great. Okay, I lost my chat. Sorry. Did I lose connection? There we go. And everyone. Oh my goodness. All right, husband. All right, husband. I'm sinking in the dirt. I think we need more. Holy crud. Okay. Well, that's the shortest tour I've ever given. I think you're the only one left on there right now, honey. Are you the only one left on? Oh, there we go. We got 3 more. Okay. Now we could hear me. So I'd like to show my plants too, but I don't know about this wind. What I want to focus the camera on. Well, if nobody saw my video that I posted this morning or this afternoon, yeah, Kay, that's right. Thanks, Kay. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to try and see if I can get around here. My mushrooms. Oh, thank you, Casey. Oh, wait a minute. No, what I I planted my psyllium from my mushrooms in this hay bale today. And so hopefully we will get some oyster mushrooms that are going to grow out of this. Okay, sounds great, Kay. I'm going to make my way over there. Okay. Figure out how to mute. I decapitated Ethel. This is by Taunton Dean Kale that has been in these cups since April 19th, and they are still green, but I'm waiting for them to grow new leaves and everything before I get these planted in the ground. I can't wait to get these because this is a perennial kale and they grow like trees. So I'm really excited about those. And these are my hibiscus plants that are in really bad shape, but they're getting better now that I've got them outside. And let's see, let's make it over to my actual garden area. I planted some mums a couple days ago, different colors. And then what we have some plants. These are weeds here, but this particular plant right here, here's a better look at a cluster here. These actually are kind of like little mums, miniature mums. They grow here kind of wild, and I'm trying to get them to grow like a carpet around here, and they have yellow flowers in the fall. Oh, apparently I lost my husband because he's driving away. I thought he was on this line. Okay. This is my rhubarb. So I'm going to go in my little greenhouse area yet. I still haven't moved my quail out, but I will. So I have never harvested rhubarb before. So if you guys know anything about it, I don't know when I'm supposed to harvest this. Um, I planted them last year, and this one's coming up really nice. It looks like, but I did read that you had to pull the flower head things off. So I'm gonna pull this flower head off. So looks like something's eating my leaves now. Probably those giant grasshoppers we have here. And I did pull off a flower head off of this one earlier. So, wow, yeah, it really got this one. This was doing really well until it started raining, and apparently the grasshoppers moved in here. Unless it's my quail. Sorry about losing connection, you guys. I think it's actually on my end. A lot of times when the wind blows, we get some rough service out here. So, hey, Unbiased. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. This is Maud, my lemon. It's a Meyer lemon that I had a rough start when I bought it, and then I thought I killed it. And I put it in the original pot. I sealed it up over the winter, and it stayed green, and then it started leafing out this spring, about April, I think. And she's growing pretty good. Getting leaves, got some bunch of new leaves here. And hopefully she stays strong and it doesn't get too chilly for her out here throughout the rest of this spring. But has a whole new branch right here. Real excited about that. And because I can be lazy or I got too many things on my plate that I forget, I decided to seal a lot of my plants up so that I don't have to worry about it if they run out of water. Really, munch on rhubarb. Yeah, the rhubarb's toxic from what I understood it was toxic for everything. So I'm kind of curious as to why they keep munching on it. Maybe they aren't the ones munching on it and they're just stepping on it. And so hopefully that's the case. This plant here is a native plant. It is called buffalo berry, or it's also called bullberry. It's very delicious. I've made jelly from it. I have juice that I juiced it for adding to my kombucha and just doing syrups. But these get really big. I don't know if I can get and when they have berry clusters, they'll have nice big berry clusters, and then in the center on the very tip will be a nasty thorn, so you got to be real careful when you harvest them. But they're supposed to be a superfood. And this is my elderberry. I planted this, I want to say 2 years ago. And it dies back to the ground. And so I'm hoping to get a good harvest off of this. And if not, I'll just go out to the mountains and collect those. And then here's another rhubarb. And this one's not really getting ate up. This one's really good. Nice big leaves. So how long is this stalk? Does it matter how long it is before I could pick them? Because I sure would like. Oh my goodness. I'll set this down a minute. That's embarrassing for my first live. I'm trying to open this back of the van because I have plants I bought yesterday. Here we go. Can you see? Sorry, guys. That's embarrassing. Sorry, Unbiased. I dropped the phone. I tried to set it down on the van so I could use both my hands to open it. And I bought some plants yesterday to get started with some vegetables. I need to get these planted. Okay, I'm going to take this into the shop so we could see it better and no wind. Hold on, Colty. I have cats that are bugging the crap out of me. Okay, here we go. I'm in my husband's workshop, so thank you, Kay. So I got a cherry tomato. It's called Indigo. Whoops, come off of here. It's called Indigo Cherry Drops. So they're like a purple or a black. And oh yeah, peas. I love peas, but I have never been successful in growing them. This is my cat, Colty. He's a pain in the butt. But anyway, they had these plants like $250, and it's a local nursery that they come into our town every year, and they set up on the side of the street and they sell their plants. And so I'm really excited about these because the little cherry tomatoes, there's a it's called Tidy Treats, and I love to eat them. They're like candy. They're just so good. So I'm really excited about this because I do like to be able to have the darker colors and the varieties. I would rather snack on these things than snack on candy. Oh, this one looks a little sad. It got a little warm in the van because I bought these yesterday and I forgot to get them out. I better get some water to it. This one is a sun gold tomato. They're like, I think they're like a yellowish color, I thought. So I also am excited because I'm going to propagate multiple ones off of them, take these off and get them when they get a little bigger and start new ones. So I have, I'm going to have a bunch of them. And then, of course, my peas. We're going to see how well these go. But every year I try some and I end up killing them because I'm not much of a garden. I mean, I garden, but I'm not really good at it. And this is a jalapeno because we love jalapenos. And I didn't buy a bunch of them, but it gets me started because I think once I get them, I'll start saving the seeds so that every year I just can have a bigger garden. And this is bell pepper, California Wonder. I love bell peppers. I mean, our basic major vegetables that we eat for our meals are, when I cook my meals, you're going to have onions, bell peppers, garlic, pretty much it, along with whatever meat we have. So that's something I really want to grow and have frozen for the winter. Thanks. Yeah, and biased. Yep. I mean, I have been gardening my whole life because my mom would garden. We had 6 kids, and that's how she fed us. And so I like to be able to do that. But there were so many years that I didn't have time because I was a desk jockey until I met my husband, and which was in 2007. And then he got me into the mistake he made was he said we should get chickens, and I said you're nuts. And I kind of went downhill from there. And now I raise goats for my living. It's not a good living yet, but that's what I do. So this is parsley. Whoops, yeah, parsley. Colty quit. And then I have a strawberry, and it is called an everbearing. Fragaria. I love strawberries. I have some I was hoping that was going to come back, but the quail keep digging them up. So I got this one, And again, I've been saying this a lot lately is, well, as long as you got one good plant, you'll have seeds to make more next year. So trial and error is right. That's right, growing what I eat. Um, on the ground, some of them are going to go in the ground in my greenhouse as soon as I get my quail moved out of there. Actually, I think all of it is. And the reason why is because my chickens, um, they're they're loose, so they get in everything and they'll tear it all up. One of my other favorite vegetables that my husband is willing to eat, um, is zucchini. So I got one of these, and I've been watching some videos on growing squash, pumpkin, and zucchinis vertically. So I'm going to try that and see if that works. Um, and then I have, which I think is going to be fun because goats love to eat pumpkins, and I love pumpkin seeds. Um, this is a wee little pumpkin. Yeah, Casey Mystic. I love Oregon. My sister lives in Oregon, and I actually lived in Portland for 3 years before I moved back to Michigan, which is where I'm originally from. I grew up there, out in the farm areas, but we didn't farm, but we lived in the farm country. And so I grew up with all the hillbillies and rednecks. Um, I'm half Filipino and half white. So we were kind of the outcast because we were mixed, and we were in the farming area community. It was mostly white. Um, my best friend believed in that Elvis was still alive and believed in unicorns, just so you know. But anyway, I've since, moved different places and stuff. And now I'm in Montana, and I love it here, but the weather conditions are just a bit harsh. So, I'm thinking of an underground greenhouse would be really nice. And that might help me have a longer grow season and all of that. So I'm trying to work it all out. I've been here in Augusta for 5 years now. It's all wind, mostly wind here. So it makes it very difficult. All the tree where I live, it's all just rolling hills because the trees, tend to get blown over with the high winds. We get uh, on a regular basis 40 to 50 mile per hour sustained winds. And then when it gets really bad, we'll get into 70. One of my neighbors said it gets up to 150 mile per hour winds here on a good year. So yeah, hard to grow stuff in the wind. Everything is low to the ground, or they just will dry up real fast. Yeah, I want to move out of the wind and get back into the mountains with the trees. I miss it. I lived in Colorado, 9,500 feet backside of Pikes Peak. And if it wasn't for the politics there, we'd still be there. The last plant I got is Thai basil. And I love Thai basil because I make the spring rolls with the noodles and the Thai basil and the shrimp. I'll make that every so often. So I love to have this Thai basil growing. So I bought this last year, but I killed it. Again, it's because I don't have time to water all the time. So, and with the winds, things dry out. Oh, Colty, stop. Things dry out a lot faster here. So that's why I've been also experimenting with what do you call it? Sealing my plants up. So like the trees, I can seal them shut so that the water doesn't evaporate out and they have the right amount of moisture that they need. And I pretty much don't have to water it unless I get a hole in it, which happened to not Maud. I have another lemon tree. and the plastic tore on it from the wind, and so it dried it out when it quit raining. So I brought it in the house and I got to reseal it up. Um, so let me see if I can show you one that I did seal up out here that works. Great. Here we go. This one has stayed sealed. I just take that window sealer for cold weather to keep the cold draft out. My dogs are barking. Um, and I won't have to water it. And so far, this is an orange tree that I got, and it's got new growth on it, so it seems to be happy. It's not overwatered and it's not underwatered. Looks like I locked. Sorry, I locked up again. um, Thank you, Growing What I Eat. Let's see, you picked up a few pollinator plants today. Nice, nice. Um, so I'm going to flip this back around. Here we go. I decapitated Ethel. I did an air layer to it, and she has a lot of fruits on her. And I was like, I know I'm doing this something stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I air layered it, and it showed the roots sticking out of my air layer thing, and um, I think that the roots dried up on me before I was able to get her repotted in here for my Chicago fig. And so it's looking a little rough because now all her energies is going to trying to build her roots, but they dried up, so the roots fell off. And I had already cut it thinking that it had air layered and had roots, and so it was already too late. The damage was done. So hopefully Ethel's head will survive, and I'm probably expect to lose all my fruit on here. I mean, it was so cool that I had all this fruit. And I was growing Ethel and Fred in my house on a west window with a LED shop light. And she fruited for me every year. So it's awesome. And I started this on inspiration. Yes, fig. From Lead Farmer 73, guys. And I did this last winter with a pineapple, but I didn't know you weren't supposed to put dirt in the center, and I had gotten dirt in there, but it grew a new pup. So I'm even more excited about doing more gardening and growing my own fruit and vegetables. I mean, it's just really cool. So I did that. That was in my house over the winter. And then I decided to put two more. I went out and bought two more pineapple just so I could try and grow two more outside, because, in the summer here in this particular spot in Montana, aside from the high winds, we'll get like almost over like 100-degree temperatures, up to 100. We might rarely get 100, but I've never expected to get that high of temperatures here. Because when I lived in Montana or in Colorado, we didn't get that kind of high heat. I'm going to get out of the wind. Let me show you guys my lilac tree that came with the house when we bought it. Okay. This, I think, is the most beautiful thing I have in my yard. So I've been transplanting some smaller shoots on the ground to make more of them and try to do a nice aisleway that's going to have lilacs on the one side to when we come in from the man gate to come into the house. I want to have a nice row of beautiful lilacs. And yeah, thank you, Kay. I'm excited, but they won't live long. You know, they're already about done, but they smell so nice. I'm grateful for this. This is just awesome. And with all the water we had this year, you know, everything's turning out really nice. And then I have a couple of apple trees, which is one of the reasons why we bought this place. Um, they look pretty bad. This tree has not been, I don't think it's ever been pruned the way I've been researching through YouTube videos on how you prune apple trees, because there's a lot of crossing branches, and then these extra branches here aren't right. So I'm going to do some major trimming and everything on here, but one tree guy said that you don't want to do too much at one time. So like I have all these straight upright things that should be removed off of your branches. And, you know, some of these were probably grown from previous years, the original owners. And these apples on this particular tree are mushy, so they're more like pie apples or something. And I'm going to come around this way. We haven't cut our grass. I've been asking my husband to fix the lawnmower so we can cut the grass, and I've been cleaning junk up so we can. This is another apple tree that actually has crisp taste. Is it this one? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not this one. I apologize. This is a crisp apple, but it's another pie apple. It's not mushy though. But you can see from our drought, 2 years of drought, this tree branch died. Uh-oh, what's going on? Sorry, I see a menu come up on my screen. There we go. So I have to do a bunch of pruning on here, cut off all this dead, and see, we have all this new growth stuff going on here that are going to have to be trimmed. Oh, my husband. I know you like that bush, husband. So this apple tree, and then this apple tree is very sad looking. We had another one, but it died. And this one is also on its way to dying, but I'm hoping to save it, especially if I can get it pruned up and growing right. So like, look at all of this nasty dead. Oh, my dogs are going nuts. So I do need to trim all this stuff up, and hopefully we can save this tree, because this is the tree I like. It's a nice crisp apple, like you could just eat it the way it is. And so I definitely want to save this one. And then we have wind barriers, and actually brings in the bees, and that's the caraganas. These are things that also grow wild out here. This helps some with the wind, but we still get pretty bad winds here. And this apple tree was alive when we first moved here, but it's completely dead now. So now I'm just going to cut this up and use it for smoking my meats when I process my deer and make sausages and stuff. So I'll be saving that, tearing that apart and saving it for that. So does anyone have any questions or anything? I'll say excluding my husband. How about that too? Okay, well, I just want to say thank you everyone for coming and joining for my very first live. I was nervous and excited at the same time. Oh, okay. What kind of bush was the pretty purple one? This one that I'm looking at right now, that is a lilac bush. Thank you, Unbiased. I appreciate that. Um, this is a lilac. If you would like some starts, I would be happy to dig some up and send them to you because there's a lot of them here. Just let me know. Thank you, Unbiased. Yeah, me too, because I mean, although I have the land for where I want to do my garden area, it's a small area because I'd love to have a huge garden, like for doing like a row of corn, and I wanted to experiment with doing some wheat and all of that, but we just don't have the space either for doing that yet. We just have to set it up. Plus, we're looking at, I think we were looking at moving. Um, oh yeah, yeah. But we're looking at moving, and because there's just this place that we moved into didn't have very many people in it, and now there's more and more people moving because they're all flocking out of the cities. And these were affordable lands, and because everyone started buying it the last 2 years, the value of them now have gone for a vacant land of 50,000 for one lot. So the price just skyrocketed here, and people are now starting to build. We're, getting just too many people. I need to be in the mountains is where I'd really want to be. I like to have lots of trees, and I want to be able to have privacy. So my goal would be to have like 360 acres, put my house smack dab in the middle, and I don't hear traffic. I don't know if you could hear it, but a neighbor's running around with a dirt bike. I won't hear that. I don't want to. I don't want to hear any of that. I want to be able to just hear nature and enjoy what we have. So that's our goal, to get out of here and do that. So I'm going to start putting a lot of my stuff in pots. So like the buffalo berries, I'm going to collect a bunch of those metal pots that I have that are used as mineral feeders for cows, and they throw them out. So I pick up that, and I will turn those into pots, planters, and I'll transplant plant my lilacs. I'll collect more buffalo berries, rose bushes. What else? There's service berries, another wild fruit that grows out here. Choke cherries, things like that that I want to have, that I can have them established in pots and then transplant them whenever we get moved and have a new place to do all of that. So um, yeah, we definitely need to have a lot of work here too to get our place cleaned up and presentable for sale too. So there's a lot of work needs to be done. So anyway, you guys, I really appreciate you guys joining. Thank you for being here. And maybe the next live I'll do will be when I have 3 does left that need to kid, and I can do a live during one of the birthings. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. Have a good day. Have a good Memorial Day weekend or day tomorrow, and be safe. Thank you, guys.